start recording. Awesome. Good evening, good day, good morning, good afternoon, anywhere you are. It's evening here in Australia. So what a wonderful day today. We're having a bit of a pullback. We like those. So for those of you that haven't tuned in before here, what we do, we just run through a little quick market update and what I'm looking at the charts for the week to come and what I'm expecting. So previous weeks we kind of analyzed the dollar a little bit, which is where I like to always start, and we did say that likely we were going to sweep this high, and guess what happened yesterday? Exactly that. So we ended up sweeping. You can see, let me just get my little marker so we can all see it. We ended up sweeping here, those highs, which means, and now we are likely ready for either this move or this move. We don't know yet, but we're basically playing in this range. You can see I've marked it up. So that's a dollar, which obviously it's not anymore as correlated to crypto as it used to be. Crypto is maturing as a market, so we have to always keep an eye on it. So you can see we've kind of formed this equal highs, so there's one here and one here. That tells me likely we are going to eventually sweep them very soon. So I'm expecting a little bit more upside than downside. So it's always good to see what Daddy Dollar is doing. I trade Forex as well, so this is something that I look on a daily. But let's look at the other daddy, which for us is Daddy Bitcoin. And you can see similar candle, right? So this is the dollar. We've got this bearish candle here, and Bitcoin did the same. So bearish retracement. Now these areas here that I marked up in red and green, they are what's called a shift pitchfork, which basically it's nothing else but identifying these really long-term areas of supply and demand, if you like to call them so. And they've been pretty spot on since 2017. Would you look at that? So we are approaching now, as you can see, this big red area, which is basically resistance, I guess you can call it. Which is why I called up in the chats a few days ago. We're probably going to range here for a little bit, and then what I'm expecting it to do, and this is something that we'll run through today, and I wanted to run it through, is eventually to flip this area. So I think we'll flip this area, and this will become our new support. But what I wanted to run it through today is something pretty cool, which I've been doing for a little bit, and that's basically just using Fibonacci extensions to tell us where we're going to head. Please do feel free to write in the chat if you don't know what Fibonacci is, or if there's anything throughout this chat, this video stream that you're not fully understanding. I'm happy to answer questions. But other than that, basically Fibonacci is nothing else but levels, right? It basically tells levels, is all mathematic based, and it tells us level where the market likely likes to come back to, because it's not just you and I that trade on this market, there's also lots of algorithms. And you can see that in the Fibonacci extension tool, which is this one down here, so it's a 3 dots with a one diagonal one, you can actually measure moves from the low to the high in this case. And when you do that, we can see where well, you have to set up the levels first, but I'll do that, so you can take a screenshot if you want. These are my settings for the Fib extension. So 113, 1618, 1414, 1272 and 2618, and then you can do the 3618 and the 4618 if you want to, but they're quite high. But I like to go with those, and if you do that for every Bitcoin cycle, you can see that it kind of tells you where the level is, right? So this was obviously the first, and it tops up and it kind of stabilizes at around $400. What a joke, huh? So that becomes the base of the first cycle. The second cycle, it was similar. So this was from the top to the bear market to the bottom. You can see this red line here. It stops at the 1618. And that's 1618, just missed it, but that basically became the base, new base of the next impulse. The next impulse goes up again. This was obviously the big impulse from top to bottom. So if we measure bottom to top, guess what happens? this becomes the new base, right? And you can see this massive cycle now. This is where the cycle really started ramping up. So we let the new base of that huge impulse, and we do the same, becomes the base of the other market, the other cycle, market cycle, right? So if we do the same basically for this cycle, and we can do that, so you can see yellow line, bottom to top. Look at the yellow line, becomes the base of the previous cycle, the one that we just had, 2021. So you can see how powerful these Fibonacci level mathematical extensions are. And obviously now we just had our bear market, which was this really long phase here. So if we do the bottom to top, right, like we've done since 2017, we come to the conclusion that the next base for the next impulse is going to be around the $100,000, and this is something that I've marked up months ago. And sure enough, we're just about there, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if this new level becomes a base similar to this one that we just had here, right? Like you can see this is the base, and then we go up, and then we go down again. So be prepared to take some profit, be prepared to scale up on the way up. You know, take profit here, take profit here, take profit here. We're never gonna time up the top. Sorry, it's guaranteed. Like unless you're an absolute wizard magician, I'm not. Green is not. Nobody is. Just take profit along the way. That's the best. Every time there's a new high, take profits. That's the best thing to do in this kind of market that we are going to see. So I'm expecting something like this. This is going to become the new base, and then we're going to have another impulse up. So this is something that I wanted to run you through, guys and girls, in terms of where I think Bitcoin will. Sorry, still got the drone chart there. Where I think Bitcoin is going to behave effectively. Now we don't know where it's going to top. 120, 150, 200. Who knows? Nobody knows. Anyone that tells you that they do, they're just cons, right? So, but be prepared. I just wanted to show you this. We are approaching a level where we might see some FUD on the timeline. We might see people getting bored. Once you start seeing this is boring, right? Everyone just wants up only. But this is where accumulation, even at these prices, we can still make money, because if there is another impulse, then that's why we need to take advantage of the market. So be prepared. It's what we do here in this group, so we always be prepared. Bitcoin out of the way. There's not much happening at the moment. I do expect a little bit of retracement. I marked here this area here in volume. I think I put it in leverage chat the other day. But basically, if you go into the volume profiler for this is specifically one, it's called VRVP. It's just for the volume in range, so you can see it's basically anything that's on the screen. So we are likely gonna come back in this volume here. I expect probably a bit further, just to mitigate this kind of volume here. I don't think we're gonna come down here, which is the red line is where the most volume is. That will be way too much. I don't think we're gonna see 59 until the next bear market personally, but we might see this CME gap. And CME, for those of you who don't know, it's the Chicago Market Exchange, which is a chart that basically leaves gaps behind, and the market likes to come back and fill those gaps. So on the CME gap, so far we pretty much covered every single gap and we filled it. So this area here on the CME is still untapped, meaning there is liquidity there. So eventually I think we'll make our way down there and then push up. Now this might not happen this cycle though. That's the thing. The market moves at different pace than we do. We like to see everything happening today, tomorrow, in the next few hours. The market has no rush whatsoever. What I do see though is this structure down here, and I see this liquidity being formed. And when I say liquidity, is basically equal lows, and market does like to basically leave this kind of retail trend lines, which you know, most retail traders, they kind of think they're just going to bounce there forever, whereas in reality they're just there to accumulate liquidity, and then the market does this and it goes up. So whenever I see a trend line like that, it's for me it's a good area to enter below, not at. If you'll get wrecked, especially on leverage. So I always like to say, liquidity. So trend line out, liquidity, not trend lines per se. All right. So the next thing I wanted to chat to you guys and girls is a bit of a altcoin play that I shared in the chats the other day. This is, let me get rid of this there. EWT, or Energy Web Token. This is a Swiss company, and I trade stocks myself. When I do trade crypto, I tend to approach it with a very similar approach as I do with stocks. So I always look into what the company is and what it does. And Energy Web Token is a Swiss company, so from Switzerland, and it's one of the only crypto that Mr. Warren Buffett has invested in. It's a company. Do your research. You can just go on CoinGecko and search for the EWT token. It will tell you where you can buy or not. Now, this is not financial advice by all means. I'm just sharing what I did, what I'm looking at, and what I think it's a likely scenario. So when it comes to looking at this, I'm seeing price going down for a long time. Then this big consolidation area, which we just covered. So when price moves sideways like this, it's basically just building liquidity. And then I'm seeing this, which is a spike in volume. And that's what I like to see. So that tells me usually that right after this spike in volume, there's a movement to the upside. And we can start to see this nice movement. We entered right here. So at 1219, we're up already. A nice a nice percent, but we're not done. I am aiming at quite high. Excuse me, got a bit of a cough. I'm aiming for $9, so long way to go. I just put in not a lot by all means, because when it comes to these altcoins, if you can do a 9x, it doesn't take much to get some gains. But yeah, just put it on your radar. This is a spot play, not so much a leverage play. You can trade leverage, I think, EWT. Just check on CoinGecko markets. But this is a spot play that I wanted to chat about. And another really good spot play that we did catch. If you were on live with me, I think it was 4 weeks ago. It's this one, Research Coin. I went over it. I explained what it was. It's basically a project founded by Mr. Brian Armstrong, which is the founder of, as we know, Coinbase. So big name behind it. We literally caught it here. So if you took the play with me, we did what is it? Let's have a look. 550% in just about 3 weeks. So not bad. But we're not done. I personally took some profit. In fact, I took almost all profits, because after I see this kind of move and we did all-time highs, I exited. But I'm gonna re-enter, and you can hear it here first. I'm gonna re-enter. I'm looking at re-enter. I was hoping to re-enter down here. But down here we never got there, so I'm probably gonna wait for this level here. So what is that, 63 cents? Yes, I will drop them in the chat as well. But these are plays that, mind you, these are spot plays, right? Like, we don't really have a spot channel, but I do like to cover them, because I want to, no stress, Rico, all good. I do want to give you guys some extra value, because you're making the effort to show up as well. So and these are all recorded, so you can go back and watch them again. But Research Coin, the reason why I'm going to re-enter, even though we did a 500%, is I'm seeing DeSci. So I don't know if you guys have seen this, DeSci, popping up everywhere on Twitter. So this stands for decentralized finance, right? So decentralized science. So Jeez, can't spell today. Decentral. I spelled that wrong too. You get the gist. It's basically projects that help science and scientists decentralizing their research. We all know science this day is slow, is clunky, is expensive, but there's a lot of projects that are being backed up by big name. One of them obviously being Brian Armstrong, and recently CZ, ex Binance CEOs as well, is saying, you know, DeSci is what gets him most excited about. So I'm expecting DeSci to really have a run. Either this coming bull or the next, and I'll drop a few more DeSci plays that we can look at. I'm doing some research, so I want to research them first before I share anything. But yeah, this was a great play, so I just wanted to include it. And talking about what I think will run very soon, and I think I did share this as well yesterday. TAO, so BitTensor AI project. This coin, in my opinion, even though it was trading at, what is that, 52 cents last year, saw an all-time high of 700. This coin, in my opinion, has zero reason why it shouldn't go up 1,000 plus this cycle. Is ticking all the boxes, is decentralized AI, is data. The tokenomics are fantastic. And most importantly, from a TA perspective, you can see, so from the low to the high, so we took this movement and the retracement was a beautiful 618, tapped it and just ran up. So it is ready, it is gearing up for a bigger move, I think. You can see this big harmonic, big W, whatever you want to call it, but that's this, to me, it's called butterfly pattern. And if you want to learn more about harmonic, we've got some videos as well as something else coming up with Greeny, so stay tuned. But this is in a harmonic, so it retrace 786, which makes it so in a butterfly, and a butterfly area to take some profit is around here. So we're looking at 800, 720. I'm expecting at that point to have a bit of a pullback and then continue running higher. I did invest in this literally yesterday, so somewhere here, kind of top blasting, but I didn't invest by changing USDT. I actually swapped my Bitcoin, some Bitcoin, for TAO, because I think that has a better risk to reward. But it's that's a bit of a I guess harder play, and you can see the volume here that just came up. So this volume, so when we hit the 618, it just kind of market, we just went, nah, we want higher. So there's definitely interest for this project out there, and I'm all for it. Not 1,000x, $1,000. So you can see we're trading at 700, or we're trading at 500. So that would be a 2x from here. But if you look at the tokenomics of this project, so CoinGecko, you can do futures as well, but at this spot. So BitTensor, TAO. Look at the tokenomics. Does this number look familiar? Anybody? Anybody in the chat? Can you tell me where do you see? What other coin has got 21 million? That's right, 21 million like Bitcoin. And we are currently trading at 7 million, so about a third mined already. So the upside is obviously as we want to see the circulating supply as close as possible to total supply. So that's this number. You know, if it was 20, it would be even better. But at 7 million with this, and if you then look into actually the before I do that, actually I just want to show you. So can you trade future or spot? So if you go into markets here in CoinGecko and you hit the market tab, it will tell you down here. This is for the spot. You can see these are all the exchanges that you can trade spot. But then if you hit perpetuals, it would actually tell you where you can trade futures, right? So you can see these are exchanges that you can trade futures. So for any coin you can do that. You just hit markets, and then you come down here, spot or perpetuals or futures, and it will tell you. But yeah, this is a project that I think is going to do big numbers. I'm not affiliated with it, so I'm not just shilling anything, but this is what the website looks like. if you actually take time and you go through the docs, it's nuts. So it's a proof of work. They're mining it. They're going through basically halvings as well. Yeah, it's bullish. So I invested in that, and I'm not saying you should. I'm just sharing you my play. So bullish on BitTensor, easy. Yeah, no problem at all, Leish. You literally, CoinGecko is where you can find where anything is listed. It's a website that you should always have open. Now, talking meme coins, which for those of you who don't know me, is not something that I am huge in, and I haven't been huge in because I don't really like to gamble too much, and I do think that most altcoins are gambling. One can argue that trading in general is gambling, but I think memes specifically are more gambling than others. So, but there is one that I have been looking at, and it did do some nice gains last year. So this is Optimus. I shared it with Greeny previously. It's an ETH based meme. The name comes from Tesla's robots. So Elon Musk, as we know, huge memes. So they launched a meme coin sometimes last year in 2023 and named it after his robots, and you can see every time there was an announcement with the robots, this thing just pumps. And as we know, this coming presidency, Elon Musk is going to basically be in bed with the government, if not be part of the government. So with that, I am expecting this meme coin to run again. We are sitting at ridiculous price right now. When I share with Greeny, was in this box here, so it was about 7 cents, and we did see a nice big push up to 11, so that's almost 2x. But there is no reason, in my opinion, why this this meme coin cannot go, back up to 36, which is, almost a 3-4x from here. So something to put on your radar. Meme coins, I am not huge in, but when there's a narrative behind it, when there is a reason for a meme coin to pump, such as obviously being affiliated in some sort of way with Elon Musk, I think this is something to pay attention to. So just put that on your radar. And similarly, talking about AI, we've got Fetch. So we talked about TAO, which is obviously an AI project. And you can see the difference between these two, right? So TAO has obviously been pumping, and it's not slowing down. Whereas Fetch and Ocean alike, because they're now part of what's called the ASI, so Alliance Super Intelligence Association, basically. This coin has really been lagging, and Ocean has been lagging too. They've been copped, so they copped some FUD on timeline for some sort of proposal that didn't pass. I'm not sure. I actually don't know if it passed or not, but they copped some FUD, and there's nothing wrong with the project. The project is solid. They got some really good partnerships already, and I think it's there's no reason again why, if we're trading now $1 for 40 cents, I think we are gonna eventually complete this harmonic and push us back up, $2.80, $2.90. So easy, up easy 2x, I reckon. So yeah, 96%. I reckon it's a good play now. This one I did share yesterday in the chat, so it is an active trade. We did take the trade literally on entry 1, and we never came back to entry 2. It is in the chats, so you can go and check on the channel. I don't know if we're gonna, honestly, I don't know if we're gonna come back to entry 2. We might, but yeah, just don't be surprised if this one leaves and leaves the station from this price action. So again, I left the volume there for you guys, so you can start seeing, when you start seeing these kind of volumes, the price goes down, the volume goes up. That tells us, right, that there's definitely interest. And I don't care what color the volume is. That's why I've got it grayed out. I don't care if it's green or red. Volume is volume. It's interest, right? Like, I want to see big spikes in volume. So when I see those, I usually pay attention. And speaking of something a little bit different, it's Aerodrome. So this one I wanted to put on your radar as well. This is again trying to approach this one from a stock perspective. So we know that Coinbase is going to be huge, right? We know that the Coinbase is going to be huge in this upcoming market. The government is going to be asking Coinbase some sort of help, some sort of guidance, and we know that Coinbase has their own network, right? Base. We know that, right? Yeah. If you didn't know, now you know. So we have a network called Base, and doesn't matter which chain you are. You can be in Solana, you can be in ETH, you can be in Polygon. The number one place where money always goes, and we follow the money. We as trader follow the money, right? The number one place where money goes is always in. Anyone wants to put in the chat before I type it? Which kind of project? Is it memes? Is it? That's right. Boom. You got it. It's DeFi. DeFi. Decentralized exchanges. Right? This is where money goes in. Always. Smart money. Always puts money in DeFi exchanges first. So this specific project, Aerodrome, is positioning itself to be the next Uniswap for Base. They're doing some really good underlying work, foundational work, and they are eventually gonna take over the Base network in terms of being the DeFi DEX. Yeah, it's one of the most profitable. That's right. Yeah, if you look at tokenomics, if you look at how much money there is actually into this project, which is a TVL, it's called total value locked TVL. Look at the TVL into this project. It's solid. If you don't trust me, we'll just go CoinGecko, and you can just have a bit of a look. So Aerodrome Finance. So tokenomics, there's no max supply, but it's okay. We've got a total supply which is relatively close to, or I should say the circulating supply is relatively close to the total supply. The 24-hour volume is 59 mils, which is a lot, and this is the TVL. That's a lot of money, right? This is money that is sitting in this project that it gets based in and out. So it is a lot of money. That the smart money, which is the kind of trail that we like to follow, is invested in this project. So keep an eye on this, please. This, I don't know where it's heading, but this is going to be the next Uniswap. I've got a very strong feeling. Is it a good time to get in? Like, to be honest, I'll be fully transparent. I got in, where was it? I think I got in somewhere like here. And then I saw the drop down. I was like, I actually exited at the loss. Like, you don't win them all, right? Like, I'm human. But I'm seeing, again, this type of movement. And we know what this is. We literally just covered it. This is consolidation. When we see this, we know there's going to be an explosive move. And you can see, like, this channel, right? Like, it's literally up, down, up, down, up, down. And then eventually, boom, goes up. So I'm expecting all-time high for sure in this project. We're looking at $1.30 now. Can he go to 240? I reckon easy. We don't know how much money. We have no idea how much money is about to enter this crypto cycle. Like, it could be life-changing. And I'm gonna say, to answer your question, Dish, a small bag here. Why not? Like, I'd rather have some exposure than no exposure. That's when it comes to these kind of projects, sure, the best time to buy was down here, but who knew about it? Sure, the best time was here, right? Like, you see this kind of movement, double bottom, great. That would have been a great play. You're not far off in the scheme of things, right? Like, that was, you're looking at 50 cents. You're now trading at $1.30. Yeah, it's a 3x from here, but what if this thing does go up another 3x? So, yeah, I personally will be entering. It's good to have some exposure, right? Like, I'm not saying go and put your life savings here. That would be absolutely irresponsible. Like, no, definitely don't do that. But some exposure is better than none. And look, yep, 7 billion market cap does look like a good entry. That's right. Like, everything is in perspective. Like, if you put everything in perspective, there is a a really cool website. What's it called? I think it's called Market Cap Off, and it gives you market cap off. If you want to nerd out one day, you just go, okay, what would AERO, Aerodrome Finance do with the market cap of Uniswap one day, right? Like we just don't know. What would the price be? You're all seeing this, right? Like we have no idea how much money is about to enter this cycle. Like this is all speculation, but yeah, I mean it's possible, right? Like if you look at when Bitcoin was $500, 1,000, 5,000, people were saying, oh, it's never going to go more than that. It's never going to go more than that. Now we have institutions, we have countries that are literally putting Bitcoin on their, on their balance sheet. So I think we're about to see something that goes beyond our comprehension. So with that, obviously, Uni now, if you do Uni all-time high, which I think is what you yeah, there you go. I don't know if that answers your question, Deish. Is it a good time to get in? Some exposure. Can't hurt, right? my little cheeseburger now might be worth a nice steak by the end of the next. Yeah, always go with the all-time high. Yeah, this is all speculation, but yeah, I fancy some steak sometimes. So yeah, why not? A little exposure here and there doesn't hurt. And then I'm gonna finish up with a couple of stocks. One of them actually, let's go RiVN, because this one we called up 2 weeks ago. We took an option, and I don't know if you guys do stocks, and if not, we can nerd out together in the new stock channel. But this is something I do. I like to wait for trades to come to my level, and then I just literally sit and let the market make me money. And this was a really great option. So we literally sniped the bottom down here, and I'm expecting this kind of move back up, which is basically what this last move was. And my option is going to expire in January. There's a bit of a pullback at the moment, but to give you an idea what option look like, I actually thought I look at Nike, which is one of Seiko, and I really like Nike too at these levels. And the reason is Nike is now officially trading into these levels, and if you look at the timing of it, bottom of my screen, this was COVID, big crash, right? So any stock that is trading into COVID levels, whoa, that's juicy. This is going to give us some nice returns. We are at a 786 AA6 level, obviously in the pocket that I like to trade personally the best. And yeah, I'll be entering for sure. Now, what does an option look like? So there's a few different websites that obviously you can look at, but I like to use this one, Option Strat. You can build a long or a short or a put, basically, which is a short. If I want to go long in Nike, so the way it works, we have to decide at what price we want to get in. And you can be in the money or you can be out of the money. In the money means obviously that when you enter, you are already in the price, so outside. Or you can be out of the money, which means you're going to be lower. Now, out of the money costs more, obviously, but in the money costs less. But I would like to enter Nike at around $76 because I'm seeing this nice gap down here. I think we're going to fill it. If I go into the 3-day, you can see this nice candle down here. This is what we call an institutional candle. So it's a last candle before a large move up. And it did take liquidity out, which is obviously what we want to see from one of these institutional candles. So I'm going to put an option personally at 76 cents. So let's have a look at what building an option looks like here on Option Strat. So if I want to move my option to 76, I literally just drag it and I can just go there. Tariffs. I do, but think about the largest, like in the world, right? Like obviously the States, massive, but Nike is everywhere. Like it's a global. It's like saying Coca-Cola. Like those are the biggest companies. Everybody knows them, right? Like something that goes this low and it starts making, you know, higher lows. I'm paying attention. I'm definitely paying attention. And COVID candle right here. I mean, how much lower can it go, right? Like you got to think about the money that it's in this kind of stock. This was the structure. If you zoom out, especially with stock, you always have to zoom out. So this was obviously the trend going up. This massive COVID push took out all that liquidity, and now we're trading here. We magically managed to trade into this gap, right? You can see it's right here, gap and gap, and we're stalling. When you look at the markets long enough, you can kind of recognize these movements. And I do trade. Someone asked the question in the chat the other day. I do trade stocks with a bit more fundamentals as well, not just TA. TA is fantastic, but when it comes to stock, we do have to have some kind of fundamental. And you can see that obviously we have earnings in stocks. You can see all these letters down here. So if you click on them, you can see earnings are coming up in 19th of December. Which is right here, this pink line. So magically it's gonna coincide to probably coming back into this candle and I reckon reverse. So I'm in a rush, couple of weeks, a week, whatever it is. I'll just let it come to me and then I'll build my option there. So if you do decide to, obviously you can see this is the price, but you can actually change it here to 70, what did we say, 76 I think it was. Yeah, 76. And then the other thing as well with options, you have to basically decide what time frame you want to keep your option. And what you're doing is you're basically saying by this time, so by say 21st of March 2025, I think that Nike will be above the price that I'm entering today. Now, just looking at this chart, tell me in the chat, do you think that by 21st of March, Nike will be above where we are now? Keen to see what you guys think. Yeah, I think so too, personally. I think we'll trade higher, right? And if we do go low a little bit, we'll still have time to go up again. Yeah, that's right. And you hit the nail on the head. Trading is all about risk to reward. For me, this play has a great reward with a little risk, right? Like the reason why I'm taking this play is I'm looking at the bigger picture. Look at this massive gap up here, right? This is on a daily time frame. If I go on a 3 days, it's like this massive volume imbalance. In stocks, even more so than in crypto, these gaps do get filled eventually. And I reckon that it will be on this push, right? So if we took an option, and I'm looking at an option at $76 and potentially, you know, $121 as TP, let's have a look at what it looks like. So I'm entering the market at $77 here. This is how much I would have to pay today if I was to enter. So it's going to cost me $600, right? It's a lot. So obviously RiVN was $10, so it's a lot cheaper. I think that cost me like $180. But this is like, if I enter here, $600, basically, give the market $600 and let time do its thing. Okay, great, let's have a look. Let's do maximum range. We say 120. So what happens when we hit 120? So now we're trading at 98, 99, 100, 105, 110, 115, 120. So you can all see that number, right? So that $600 potentially can yield me or return me 3,600, right? That's obviously if the price of Nike by when I decided up here, which is March 21st, I can go further, but the further you go, the more expensive it gets. You can see like 682. If I go June by next year, 787, and inversely, if I go closer, you know, the price goes cheaper. But I think March is a good time. So $600. I think, you know, it's a good risk to reward. And look, if it doesn't go up here by March 21st, I reckon we'll be somewhere here, you know, so in the 90. So what would that pay me? it will pay me still good, right? Like I double my money, which is pretty good. Would I ever double my money if I bought Nike at 77 and it goes to 90? No, right? The basic math, 77 to 90 is not double, but I can still double my money with an option. So, but obviously the problem is with an option, you're kind of locked in, and you're basically just bidding against time and price. So that's all I have for you guys tonight. Just wanted to run you just a couple of cool projects. So obviously real world utilities, EWT for renewable, DeSci, RSC. I'll bring you some more, and then for AI, TAO and FET, and a little meme coin there for OPTIMUS with a little sprinkle of DeFi. Now, any questions? Well, I'll take a breath. I feel like I blabber on for way too long. I just saw, let's have a look at Under Armour. I don't know the ticker. Let's have a look at it. Ooh, nice. This is also a really good chart. I'm just responding to Crypto Watchdog. They said I like to look at Under Armour, and yeah, this is definitely a good. Yeah, it does look juicy. What I really immediately see, like we all see this now, yeah. So price was going down, massive spike in volume. We like it. That's on a weekly basis, right? So, and we kind of stall here. So you can see, like, market, it's so funny. Like, you get liquidity form takes it out and just stalls and then just runs. That's kind of probably the only thing that I'm a little bit wary of. Like, if I was to, I'll do some more deep dive on that. But like, is that? I don't have my magnet on. I'll leave with my magnet on. I like to be OCD. Yeah, yep, yeah, that's solid, right? Solid, and it's trading at 9.69. So just to, the ticker is UAA. So let's do the same exercise. So if I go and I build an option with UAA, which is Under Armour, let's say we enter today, like we literally enter here in an option, right? Don't have to worry about stop losses because in an option you just basically don't have one. But we basically, let's just say we're betting that we're gonna take out this high here, so 27.30. Let's see how much it pays, and I reckon this could probably play out in. Let's do my second favorite tool, which is the Ghost. So if I do it from here to here, something like that, right? I could potentially take that long. So what are we looking at? This is a very quick analysis I'm doing with you guys. So October, is that October next year? So March, April, July. I can't do July. I have to do January. All right, let's go January 2026. So I pay $187, and what happens when it hits? What is that? $27. If hopefully it happens $27. So yeah, your $187 goes a long way, doesn't it? That one pays actually quite nice. So you're looking at our possible, almost $1,500, and it doesn't have to go up there all the way. Even if we just stop somewhere here, which would be a good TP. So $18.40. Yeah, I mean was that 3? Almost 4x, 3x. Yeah, good one, Crypto Watchdog. Put it on the radar. That's a good one. Gonna flag it. Good comparison, and to be honest, it's actually what I actually really like about this play is the potential mitigation, right? Like we're talking, obviously, Trump putting extra taxes on anything imported, whereas Under Armour obviously is an American company, so it's a good hedge against Nike. I wouldn't mind having exposure in both, and yeah, solid. Love it. Great work. See? Teamwork makes the dream work. Does this group have a step-by-step guide on how to do this option leverage trading? Seems complex. Not yet. So we do have quite extensive leverage, I guess, trading. We've got a leverage futures. It's a futures channel, right? Like we talked about it a lot. So it's basically you make an account with, your Binance, your Bybit, your basically anything that's, if you go on CoinGecko, depending on the country, right? I cannot endorse any of the centralized exchanges. I can only show you. So if you go into markets, these are all exchanges, centralized exchanges. You can go into perpetuals, which is what you're talking about here for leverage, and all this, Binance, Bybit, you name it. There's like pages and pages of it. MXSC depends on the country that you're in, because not all these are available for every country. You can basically apply for leverage, and you can go, from a leverage 1 to 100, which is irresponsible, and I'll never endorse it unless you know what you're doing. But basically, this is what leverage trading is. In terms of options, I personally have been using successfully Webull. So, can you all see my screen? Still? I don't know if you can. Webull.com has been a good one. And I've also used in the past, which I'm not going to say anything else, but I don't use them really anymore. It was eToro. You can do those. Basically, you just have to open an account, but just check with your accountant, because all these things are going to be a taxable event once you start investing into Webull.com. That's right. Pretty straightforward, and you can download the app. And one thing, if you do, and this is just for Aussies, yes, that's right, yeah. For Aussies, I'll give you a little. I'll save you some trouble. I actually transfer some USD some Australian dollars into my one of my accounts, and I couldn't figure out what the heck I wasn't able to trade. And turns out you have to have USD dollars, so you have to either swap them in the app that you decide to use, or transfer USD, because you are basically trading USD stocks, so you have to have that USD currency. So other than that, am I a full-time trader? No, I am not. I am a full-time dev. I'm a developer. I'm a full stack developer and data engineer. That's my background. Yeah. I build stuff, but I do trade for that's super smart. Nah. We try. Dev do something, yeah. Fire out. I feel bad. You've seen, I'm sure you guys all seen, Crazy Nick passed away recently, so yeah, I'm pouring mine down. Can Aussie do something? I'm trying, Rico. I'm trying. Hopefully, I provide a little value into the chats. Yeah. So other than that, yeah, guys, like absolutely super grateful you guys tuned in. It's awesome, and I know that these chats are always a little bit hard because not everyone is from Australia, so trying to cater to different timelines. And yeah, super grateful for this community and for you guys who are tuning in. And yeah, anytime you have questions about this, obviously there is a few different things that the issue asking about options. Happy to take you through. Let's take this conversation down in the stocks channel. We can go from there. Like we're not obviously financial advisors, so we're not allowed to give any financial advice. Everything that we do share is basically our thoughts and trades, but there is options that we can look at together, and yeah, and go from there. So anytime guys, I absolutely love spending time with you all. And yeah, I'm gonna go and have a glass of vino because it's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm gonna go and get 1 year wiser. I'm working tomorrow, but it is my thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll if you see me a little bit less in the chat tomorrow and potentially this weekend, it's I'm just gonna have a bit of a birthday celebration with the fam. So let's just say that I'm not 18 anymore. I'm not gonna disclose my age, but I'm a little bit older than your average teenager trading memes on Pumped Up Fun. Yes, we definitely should catch up with felons. We've got a nice little crew here. So in Breezy, shout out to all the Breeze Vegas, or Brisbane for those for those who don't know what Breeze Vegas is. definitely keen. In fact, I think we should do it up with Greeny, and there's a few of us. I know, it's always so busy. Oh man, tell me about it. One day I'll tell you my stories, but yeah, I used to hang around there a lot. I got a few little. I come from a hospitality background, so my background was owning businesses in hospitality for 15 years. So, yep. So I know all the areas there and all the breweries and all the Breezy Boy too. There you go. Love it. Look at us taking over. How good. Brown snakes. Yes. I just saw it was actually, I'm gonna stop recording because now we're just SHIT talking. So